This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Stanley Lord. Coming up in this week's broadcast, Pathfinder's band ministers in San Salvador, and the 8 weeks of wellness are winding down. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. After 2 years of lockdowns, the Pathfinder band of the South Bahamas Conference conducted a family island mission trip to the island of San Salvador. It was the first time since the pandemic that the group had traveled together, so there was excitement in the air as the band members boarded Bahamas Air en route to San Salvador. On Friday evening, scores of residents and tourists were treated to an open-air community concert led by director Kirk Price and the Band of Youth. The Cockburn Seventh-day Adventist Church was the place to be on the Sabbath of April 16th as the band blessed the congregation with selections of hope like Total Praise and the Holy City. The community was represented at the service inclusive of government officials for the island and members from neighboring churches. It was that this had been the first time a band of youth had visited the island and they were so pleased. The sermon for the service was delivered by Pastor Jamal Franklin, Youth Director of the South Bahamas Conference. The band brought the Sabbath to a climax with a much-anticipated march through the community. The melodious beats attracted scores of youth, children, and adults who marched behind and beside the band from the church through the community and back. And as the emphasis was World Impact Day, for the distribution of the Book of the Year, 100 books were distributed to onlookers. At the end of the weekend, parents requested that a Pathfinder band be established on the island of San Salvador because of the musical interest shown by the children and the youth. The 8 Weeks of Wellness program for the Health Ministries Department of the South Bahamas Conference has been an intensive one. Almost 60 persons have endured the weeks of instruction toward a healthy lifestyle. And after weeks of exercise, cooking classes, weeks of small group coaching, and health screenings, the sessions are about to come to an end. A graduation ceremony will be held on Monday, April 25th at 6 p.m.
Graduates, what I will say to you, I want you to continue to utilize the information that we gave you, the skills, the tools that we empowered you with. Continue to use them. It's about lifestyle change. It was not just about the 8 weeks of the program that you had with us. We have empowered you. We want you to use it. We want you to share it with your household members, your colleagues on the job, persons in the community, whoever you impact. Use the information so we can put a dent in what's happening here in the country. And what I want to say to you also, Monday, April 25th is the commencement ceremony. We don't want to call it a graduation because you're continuing from here. And we have lots of prizes for our participants. It's going to be a fun-filled time. The keynote speaker for our commencement ceremony is Mistress Hazel Fletcher. And she is the Health Director for the Atlantic Caribbean Union. So we are encouraging all of you to come out, be a part of your graduation, and invite someone to come along.
The 8 Weeks of Wellness program is one of the oldest annual initiatives of the Health Ministries Department of the South Bahamas Conference and has evolved into a staple of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in this territory.
Let's say you are already committed to be a tither and a promisor, but the only thing is that, well, you don't have any income. What should you do? Are you expected to find a way to get money anyway so that you may fulfill your vows? Should you sell something you own in order to give? Ask your boss for an advance? Borrow money from a friend? Can someone still be considered a tither and a promisor without having an income? Of course. The idea is pretty simple. Being a tither and a promisor is a decision made from a heart that accepts God as the owner and source of all material blessings. This acceptance depends on your submission to Him and to His Word. It's not about money. God will never expect tithe and promise from someone who hasn't received anything from Him. Once again, we don't tithe in order to be blessed. Actually, we tithe because we have already been blessed. Same thing goes for your promise. In both cases, a previously established percentage is offered from what you receive from God. So the tithe for zero income is zero. The promise for zero income is, once again, zero. And in this case, even when you return nothing, you're still considered faithful. But hey, there is something you can do about it. You may pray to the Lord and remind Him that you are already a tither and a promisor, that following His word, you will return to Him as tithe and promise determined percentages of all that He will give you. Then, ask Him to give you an income if He wants you to help forwarding His work in this world. For we know that every giving starts with God's giving. The Lord upholds all who fall and raises up all who are bowed down. The eyes of all look expectantly to you, and you give them their food in due season. You open your hand and satisfy the desire of every living thing. Psalm 145, verses 14 through 16. May we put our desires last and God first.
Coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, a speech contest is scheduled to be held for the Children and Adolescent Ministries Department on Saturday, May 28, 2022. After a 2-week training that begins this weekend with local Toastmasters to prepare the children for the competition, finalists will compete. This is going to be an exciting time, so mark this date on your calendar. The Health Ministries Department, along with the Adventist Health Professionals Association, will host a Health Week on May 15th through the 21st, 2022. The week will begin with a fun run walk along with a number of activities to promote a healthy lifestyle. A health expo will be held during the week where persons will be able to participate in health screenings, chair massages, and Ask the Medical Doctors feature, vegetarian cooking demos, physical, mental, and spiritual health empowerment, backyard gardening tips, giveaways, and so much more. This information will be available on the Health Ministries page of our conference website. Feel free to visit the South Bahamas Conference website at southbahamasconference.org to receive more information on all of our upcoming events. There, you can also view a rebroadcast of the Adventist News Update along with other local programming from our cable channel ATV 658, read the weekly logos, as well as the Adventist page publication from the Nassau Guardian.
We all need a balance of protein, fat, carbohydrates, fiber, vitamins, and minerals in our diets to sustain a healthy body. So get healthy and select the healthiest options from the following categories. Protein. Proteins give us the energy we need to get up and go and keep going, while also supporting mood and cognitive function. Too much protein can be harmful to people with kidney disease, but the latest research suggests that many of us need more high-quality protein, especially as we age. Protein is not only found in animal products, but there are a variety of plant-based like chickpeas, lentils, and tofu. Fat. Not all fat is the same. While bad fats can wreck your diet and increase your risk of certain diseases, good fats protect your brain and heart. Healthy fats, such as omega-3s, are vital to your physical and emotional health. Including more healthy fat in your diet can help improve your mood, boost your well-being, and even trim your waistline. Fiber. Eating foods high in dietary fiber like grains, fruit, vegetables, nuts, and beans can help you stay regular and lower your risk for heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. It can also improve your skin and even help you to lose weight. Calcium. Not getting enough calcium in your diet can contribute to anxiety, depression, sleep difficulties, as well as osteoporosis. Whatever your age or gender, it's vital to include calcium-rich foods in your diet. Limit those that deplete calcium and get enough magnesium and vitamins D and K to help calcium do its job. Carbohydrates are one of your body's main sources of energy. They should be derived from complex, unrefined carbs like vegetables, whole grains, fruit, rather than sugars and refined carbs. Cut back on white bread, pastries, starches, and sugar, which can prevent rapid spikes in blood sugar, fluctuations in mood and energy, and buildup of fat, especially around your waistline. Use these tips and eat healthy today. I am Shanique Taylor, and this has been your health tip courtesy of Adventist Television. Remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
Let's go now to the Adventist News Network with our news feature from around the world.
The Executive Committee of the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists voted unanimously on April 12 to attach the Ukrainian Union Conference, or UUC, the church's administrative region covering the country of Ukraine, directly to the GC until other comprehensive arrangements can be made. The GC is the administrative body located in Silver Spring, Maryland, that oversees the World Church. Previously, the UUC was part of the General Conference's Euro-Asia division.
The vote took place on the opening day of the 2022 spring meetings, one of the two annual business meetings of the denomination's top governing body between world session. This year's meeting took place virtually due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
According to the action voted by the GC Executive Committee, the temporary attachment of the UUC to the GC is effective immediately and comes as a result of the current geopolitical matters that are causing administrative and mission challenges for the Ukrainian Union Conference and the Euro-Asia division.
President of the Seventh-day Adventist World Church, Ted N.C. Wilson, said, "In the context of current events, it has become very apparent that the Ukrainian Union Conference of the Seventh-day Adventists should be detached from the Euro-Asia division and temporarily attached directly to the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Please pray for God's leading in his work in Ukraine as the church follows in Christ's footsteps of ministering to people physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually during very challenging times."
Well, that's all for our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. We invite you to share what is happening at your church by sending us your news stories and upcoming events by email to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming, or to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, visit our conference website at southbahamasconference.org. The new Facebook and Instagram pages for the SBC Media Network are available to you, so make sure you check those out and remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe. You can watch programs from our television channel, ATV 658, or listen on our radio station, Word SBC 88.3 FM. Get insights and first-hand information from the SBC Media Network as it happens. All of our programming, including Convention 2022, can also be viewed on the South Bahamas Conference YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team of ATV 658, we appreciate you viewing this broadcast every week. Thank you for watching. Have a happy Sabbath. I'm Stanley Fullord for the SBC Media Network.